Dr. Uzma, and today we are going to discuss what are the sense organ. There are basically five type of sense organ. When we hear something, we hear with the help of our ears. When we see something, we see with the help of our eyes, that we see a sight. When we taste something, that is the food or anything but that we going to taste with the help of our taste bud. We basically study over here the tongue portion. When we smell something, we smell it with the help of our nose. And when we touch something, we touch it with our hand or the skin. In this lecture, I am basically concerned to teach you what is the nasal portion, or how the smell is regulated, and how in our body the action potential is generated. When we smell some beautiful roses or flowers, these fragrances enter in our nasal passage. In our nose, there are certain cells present which, on triggering with some foreign particle or some sort of smell or odor, they generate action potential. I hope if you are not familiar with this word, I will let you know what are the action potential. But before, let's discuss some what is going on in the brain. Our brain is basically divided into three portions, that is the forebrain, hindbrain and the midbrain. And these three portions are subdivided into five major divisions. The forebrain has been divided into the telencephalon and the diencephalon. The midbrain has been divided into the mesencephalon only, while the hindbrain is divided into metacephalon and myelencephalon. When we inhale something, this is regulated by the olfactory lobe or a sort of olfaction. And these olfaction are the part of the forebrain, this forebrain. And this forebrain portion that is related to the temporal region. So in short, the olfactory bulb, it is a part of forebrain which is a part of temporal lobe. I hope this point is clear. Now in this figure you can see this is the nasal passage and this is the soft plate. We are basically going to discuss what is happening over here. What are these cells and what is these layer is said to be. In this diagram I am showing you here, this is the olfactory bulb. This is a very typical diagram. Let me make it very simple diagram for you. First of all, see in this diagram, this portion, I hope this is clear. This is known as the olfactory lobe. I hope over here you can see the olfactory bulb. Similarly, this is an olfactory lobe. The olfactory lobe has been divided into the two parts. The portion which form the bulb, it is known as the olfactory bulb, like the Thomas Alva Edison bulb, similarly like that. And it has a tail which has a backward flow, and it is known as a olfactory tract. These two portions together known as the olfactory lobe. And there is a presence of an ethmoid bone. Let me show you where is the ethmoid bone. Over here you can see this is an ethmoid bone, right? I hope it is. Now you can understand with the help of diagram only. This is an ethmoid bone. Then we see there is a layer of tissues. This tissue is known as the olfactory epithelium. It is present in the cell and it is a neurosecretory. In this epithelium, we see four types of cells. The first cell that we see, these is small molecules. These are known as the supporting cell. And now you see there is a pink structure. This pink layer is known as the basal cell. Over here you can see a gland present known as the Bowman gland. Many of my students, please kindly don't confuse with the Bowman gland with the Bowman capsule. Bowman capsule. I hope somewhere you heard this word in the urinary system, in the kidney. Don't get confused with that. the Bowman gland and the Bowman capsule are totally different. Okay, then you see these small receptor cell. These small receptor cell, they are what? They are unipolar or bipolar neuron. Tell me in the comment section. Okay, the people who don't know, these are the bipolar neuron which extend and they move up to the olfactory lobe. From there, the nerves arises, and these nerves are known as the olfactory nerve, which ultimately reach to the temporal region of the brain. So these are basically generating what? Action potential. Okay. Now these Bowman glands are responsible to secrete the mucus. What is the function of the mucus? The mucus from these cells are help to lubricate the membrane. What are the membrane? The nasal membrane. The nasal passage has a membrane over there, and it helps to trap the dust particle, carbon molecule, or some sort of bacteria. Okay. Then the olfaction of the smell is the portion of the nose most of the lining by the mucous membrane. A small segment of the lining contain the nerve cell that are actually the sense organ. The fibers are known as the dendrites. Okay, you can see these are bipolar neuron. So these are dendrites. Okay, which project from the nerve into the nasal and form only by a thin layer of moisture. The moisture dissolved microscopic particle that has carried to the nose for odor emitting substance, and the particle dissolved in the fluid stimulate the olfaction nerve cell chemically.